Charlie,
Oh,
our moment of silence for Charlie. Charlie.
oh.
Let's play that back, shall we?
Okay, we're live on YouTube right now.
Yeah, we are, bitch. Zoom tells me. Zoom says I can disagree to go live. I don't want to go live.
Someone is trying to go live. Yes, we lost one of the great rock and roll drummers. Well, one of the great drummers of all time.
Yeah.
Well, we know where he is. He isn't lost.
Oh no, he is lost. He's a rolling stone.
He was, yeah.
I was listening to a lot of his stuff, of course. The guy just all his stuff swings, just solid swing groove.
I was talking to myself in my mind before we came on, thinking, "Oh, is this? Are we going to end up talking about, the Rolling Stones tonight?" Because again, we do so many music things.
Yeah. Yeah. It's one of our loves, music.
Yeah, and I don't know that I would say I love Charlie Watts, but I don't.
But I blew him.
It was my blowing period.
Because you were on your period.
Yeah, no, that's not what happened.
Just roll with it, Mark. Just be okay with it, okay?
I'm okay with it.
Why do you have a condom on your head?
I thought it would be adventurous and fun.
I like it. I like the reflection in your glasses too. Like some sort of weird, yeah, Illuminati. Illuminati confirmed.
Getting warm in
Oh,
here, though. Oh, yeah. What a week it's been, and it's only Wednesday.
really? What's been going on?
I'm getting up, working out, doing my thing, hitting the office, talking to clients, making appointments.
Wow.
I literally the client was going long as we were getting up to this point. I was like, okay, I gotta go. In with Greg.
Wow.
It
But
feels
we're
good.
starting Monday at 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It'll be Monday Madness with Mark and Greg.
Yeah. Back to our Monday roll. That was good.
Oh.
I
noticed that it's dark out when I wake up now. It's bumming me out.
That's funny. This morning I had the exact same thought. I woke up and I was like, oh, it's dark. Obviously it's been a gradual change. So yesterday wasn't a whole lot different than this morning, but it hit me this morning.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny that it hit you too.
Yeah. Yep. Here we go. Labor Day's right around the corner.
Yeah. Of course, fall doesn't start till September 22nd. So it's still summertime.
And then, of course, they'll take away the daylight savings time and mess with us even further.
Fall backwards. Yeah, but that's good.
It's like they're doubling down on the whole, it's getting dark at 5:00. I hate it.
Yeah, but it'll be lighter in the morning.
My favorite meme about this is the daylight savings time is like cutting the top off a rug and sewing it to the bottom and imagining that something has changed.
That it's a better rug.
Oh.
Yep. Humans just try to fuck with everything.
Yep. Humans can't live with them, can't live with them.
the recording has ended.
We're just on fire tonight.
I know. I was listening to episode 10, and there were a lot of the recording has ended. Each of us calling out, "Oh, I think this should stop." It was a pretty like I was listening to myself and I was like, "There's you should have shut up, Greg. You should have shut your mouth."
Yeah, well, you can't look back at the past with regret. Just ruins the present.
I use a mirror.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I watched that video you sent me via TikTok right before this started up. And you know what I thought? You're just another young fuck egotistical male with your fucking blah 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 blah.
Me?
No, the fucking guy in the video you sent me.
You didn't think the points he was making were good?
No,
Why not?
there is no dark side. There is no dark side, Mark.
Okay.
It's just another way to attract women, get laid.
The dark side?
No, to spout that kind of gibberish. Oh, and if you put your consciousness into the dark side, then you're actually creating the dark side. I would like to see your dark side, your shadow, if you don't mind. I'd like a little
I'd like to see the
downstroke.
shadow of your dark,
Yeah.
your dark end.
I would like to lick your dark side, if you don't mind.
Well, off we go.
Yep.
Down to the depths.
Dude Bond.
Into the hairy crack up.
Yeah. My sister was a guest. One of my sisters, I have two sisters. So one of my sisters was a guest on a podcast I just listened to this morning. It was super cool. The woman who's doing the podcast is about, racism and healing that. And I'm going to paraphrase. But anyway, one of the things I thought was super cool that my sister brought up is she went to this conference that was a BIPOC conference, and she was a guest. And she was talking about how she realized, oh, this isn't my conference. I really am a guest here. Like, you don't necessarily want me to talk. You want me to listen, like, wow. And she said she was totally worn out by the end of the day. And
from listening.
Well, from just, it was intense. It was an intense day. And she got to rest. And she was acknowledging in the podcast, that's her privilege. She got to rest. There's BIPOC people, they don't get to rest. They don't have the privilege of rest. Yeah. I thought that was super cool to point out.
It makes me tired just thinking about it.
I know, right? I think I've mentioned before the cold shower habit I have, which is in part my practice to do it regardless of how I feel on that any particular day. It's something I don't want to do. Sometimes I welcome it. Sometimes it's super fun. But there's some days where it's fucking painful to turn off the hot water. And I'm just like, you know what? Just think of all the people who are going out into the world and they don't want to. And that choice isn't there, Yeah, that's the world they're walking out into, which opens up the whole Pandora's box about consciousness, and like, if we truly are only conscious of bright, beautiful peace, love, is that the world we live in?
Well, if there's no dark side, there's no bright, beautiful peace side either.
That I don't believe. I don't. That's the whole thing about duality, and that I think is one of the excuses that humanity uses. Well, you can't have peace without war. Oh, really? Well, suck a D.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense, really. Turning off the shower in November is harder.
There are some days in August where you're like, I don't want to do this. Why am I doing this? Am I stupid? And that's what's brilliant. The mind comes up with all sorts of things, like to totally justify not turning off the hot water.
I'm gonna get sick. Blah blah blah.
Right. Like totally brilliant reasoning. It's like, well, fuck it. Turn it off. That's great. Thank you. Turn it off.
And then at the end, you're like, "Hey, I didn't die again. This is awesome."
Yeah, there's that split second though where you're sure you're dead.
I have similar experiences, but there's like it's a layer of privilege above the one you're talking about, and so I'm really shy about talking about it because
Let's hear it.
totally. I have a pool, but it's not heated.
So you're gonna jump it? You jump into it every
Get
day?
in it every day.
Fuck yeah! Look at you go. That's fucking cold.
Yeah,
That's full immersion.
that's not like a namby-pamby shower, man. It's like full immersion.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah. I would call it's sort of like this famous guy who's into these ice baths, but it's like lowercase Wim Hof.
Yeah. Yeah. Tony Robbins has an immersion hole like in his yard where it's fucking 56 degrees, I think.
Wow.
He immerses in it every morning. That's part of his morning routine.
It's good for
Self-discipline.
yeah, and inflammation.
Yeah, that's what I hear. I have, like my son, Ray and I were talking a couple months ago about, I shared with him I do this. I don't know how it came up. Anyway, he said, yeah, I hear it's really good. And at the time I had this breakout going on. I was like, yeah, well, look at me. He's
I remember that.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Is that why your lighting is the way it is today?
I left the light on behind me. No, I don't have a breakout. I just left the light on behind me because it's getting darker. I can turn it off and then we won't have these dark shadows. The shadows.
I don't care.
I don't either. All right.
There comes a time when you run out of things to say.
I thought you were going to go into in every man's life. There comes a time in every man's life.
He wants to stop fooling around.
Yeah. And if you want me to forever and ever.
Moped Outlaws.
I wonder.
Prince, the new album.
I wonder.
On Nowheresville Records.
If we will ever have an episode where we never go into music.
Yes.
You think so?
We'll have to call it the no music episode, where we just like make sure that we don't say anything.
Yeah. Fuck. Could we do that for a whole episode?
No.
All right. Well,
next week. We'll do it that way next week.
All right. Yeah, we'll probably forget. We'd have to have a reminder.
Yeah.
A sticky note. No music. Shut up. Ooh, could you picture a life with no music?
Nope. Cannot picture that.
That'd be a dystopian, ugly story.
That would be really dark.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Really gray. It's really flat. Yeah. Mark suddenly burst out into Tibetan throat singing.
I should probably look into getting trained. I think I have a tone there. I just don't know what to do with it.
Did you see that documentary about the guy from San Francisco who went to the competition in, I forget the country. I don't think it was Tibet, but
India, probably.
Well, it was right in that area.
Nepal, maybe.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see the documentary. How does it turn out?
It's really good. You would love the documentary. It's pretty amazing. The guy's blind. He wrote Big Old Jet Airliner.
Oh yeah,
And
the Steve Miller classic.
yeah. And like things were falling apart. And then he hit that hit, and he got some money from that. And then he discovered this throat singing thing. And there was it's a really interesting story. Partly what's interesting too is they go a little bit into the challenges that come up on this journey to it's not what did you say? Not Tibet. It's not a
Nepal
thing.
is not India.
Yeah, it's a small little country, like a little dot on the map, but it's the capital of this throat singing thing.
Hmm.
And what's really cool is to see the culture, the people embrace this guy because he's for real. He really is for real. And they recognize that and welcome it.
Yeah, yeah. Unlike fake and Jamaican singers.
Right. That's what I am. I'm a fake
and Jamaican. Yeah.
Irie, sitting at the river being Irie.
Oh,
and Irie.
Ow.
Brown skinned woman, don't you love me?
Oh.
I'm feeling Irie.
Ow, ow, ow,
feeling
ow.
Irie.
Ow.
Shut up, white boy.
We are something else. White people, we are something else.
White people.
It's funny, nobody goes around trying to like fake a Southern accent or like.
Yeah, they do.
Right. Like.
I'm all the time. Hey, did you hear did you see my little political post I did today?
I saw a Zero Time that was really intriguing because you said like the end of the world is here and I guess it isn't. I thought that was awesome. And I'm like, how did you do the shaky cam filter? Like
tricks of the trade.
That's right.
I kept thinking when I did that was yesterday's. When I did it, I kept thinking of the guy in the East Bay who had that Christian network and was advertising the end of the world, like yeah. I kept thinking of, and then he was, oh no, I got the date wrong. It's actually October, or something like that.
Yeah, it'll happen here, and then wait, not today. Yeah. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. What's a trip is I used to listen to that guy, and he was so knowledgeable about the Bible. Someone would say, blah, 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 they'd ask a question and he would know the exact chapter, verse, book, the whole thing. Like he was studying the Bible intently. And what was a beautiful experience for me, the learning lesson in that was the fallacy of academics and how, this fucking guy probably knew that book inside and out better. No one knew it better than him, probably, as far as academically knowing that book. And he arrived at this hypothesis based on what he kept studying over.
Well, clearly he didn't know it well enough.
Well, so that's what I mean. There's an element of academics that is lacking for all you science-based people. No, I'm not fucking with you science-based people. Don't come at me, all right? I love science just like the next clown. I mean, next guy, next person, whatever. Them, okay? Yeah.
Where you fall off the trail is when you take your vast knowledge and experience and then you use it to predict the future.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes the past.
Yeah, I predict the past.
Yeah, but just again, my sister, she shared with me that Susan B. Anthony was a racist. Did you and I already talk about this?
No, it makes me sad to hear it.
Yeah, she was a hardcore, like she did not think that Black men should vote before white women. And of course, black women weren't even
Yeah.
thought about. What's beautiful with the conversation that my sister brings is to not throw the baby out with the bathwater, to acknowledge and recognize, yes, Susan B. Anthony was a racist, totally outright racist. Also worked very hard bringing voting to women. And
Yeah, the first white feminist to marginalize people of color, women of color's voices.
yeah.
A long history.
And what the part of
They
what
have a
my
long
sister
history of
was
that.
saying is, how did I not know this? How did I go 50 years of my life admiring this woman for what she did for feminism and women and not know this fact about her? It's like, in a way, we all know Dr. Luther and Dr. Martin Luther King, had extramarital affairs and they hurt his wife. It wasn't a good thing. And he did a lot of good. Like, I believe, because I don't know, here's my hypothesis. Because he was open about it when it came out, didn't try to hide from it, it was minimized. And the good of his life was what was celebrated.
Yeah. Well, he was useful to the power structure because of his approach. And whereas Malcolm X, not so much.
They were both shot.
Yeah, but one was shot sooner than the other.
So, like, if there was a race, one of them lost. The other was able to come close to the finish line, a lot closer than the first guy. Okay. All right. Like, if they were running on a track, one of them made it halfway around the track and died. And the other one made it 3/4 of the way around the track and died. Okay. So there's
Yeah.
merit there. Okay.
When it started coming out of my mouth, I knew I was going to regret it, and I wasn't wrong.
Regret, the medicine of victory.
Yeah, but I think you got my point. My point was that, there was a certain amount of cis heteropatriarchal value to the nonviolent message of Martin Luther King that made it easier for him to be a central figure and semi-approved by the powers that be in terms of the messaging. And meanwhile, Malcolm X was marginalized because his message was a lot more potent and a lot more revolutionary. And they just out and out killed Fred Hampton because he was dangerous. He was literally dangerous because he was galvanizing poor people from all walks of life.
I don't know who Fred Hampton is.
Yeah, there was a movie about him called The Black Messiah that came out this year. And he was the head of the Black Panther Party. And he galvanized a lot of people from...
Oh, the guy in Chicago.
Yeah.
All right. I saw that movie. And
Judas in the Black Messiah.
Yeah, Judas in the Black. Right. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that was interesting. It was not the movie I was expecting. I was expecting it to be about the Berkeley East Bay scene.
No.
I need to watch it again though, because I started it too late at night. And so I was...
It's tough, man. And that one just, I mean, it tells the story, but there's like all these layers to it that are, are sort of softened for dramatic effect. Yeah. We've fucking had such an opportunity so many times over the years to turn this boat around. We still have one.
Well, that's life. I think There's a movie coming out that's a documentary about the people who worked in the space station. And I just saw the trailer. And what's kind of cool, it said if we're going to be on Mars or the moon or work in space, we need to do it together. Like it can't be one country. And I kind of, from me watching the trailer, got this feeling of a true oneness. And maybe Elon Musk is the second coming of Christ, and he's really bringing this up.
I think he's the first actual robot AI.
Yeah. That's why he's working on those brain implants.
Exactly. He wants to be able to take over all of our brains.
Yep. I say let him have it.
I am Dr. Evil.
I was thinking of what was the name of the jar? Like, what was it? Oh shoot, from Young Frankenstein. Abby, what? Abby Normal.
Abby Normal.
You got me an abnormal brain. Weren't you talking about Young Frankenstein? Yeah, you were. You were.
Yeah, I did mention Young Frankenstein last time because it's such a great movie, and I can't enjoy it anymore because I know all the jokes now.
Right.
I was encouraging anyone who's never seen it to go watch it and don't laugh.
And I've shared that in high school, we saw Life of Brian so many times that we being Mike Healy, myself, a few other friends, like the last time I saw it in a theater, we left halfway through because we were just saying the whole movie, and there were people there trying to enjoy the movie. We're like, okay,
shut up!
We just need to leave.
It hasn't reached the level of Rocky Horror.
Oh my god, it's such a good movie.
Yeah, those guys are brilliant.
Yeah, they were. That to me is the pinnacle of their brilliance. Like the meaning of life came after, and I thought it kind of, it was funny, it was good, had some great stuff, but it didn't quite reach. Life of Brian's just note for note perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Not a flaw in that movie.
Yep. Biggest, dickest.
And to think that their movie career all started thanks to George Harrison.
Yeah.
You never know what knowing a Beatle can do for your career.
It'd be fun again to watch Time Bandits, which is yet another, boomer
That was
movie.
A great movie. That was a great movie. What was it? Not absolute evil. What was it? Pure evil?
Yeah.
Pure evil. That was so good.
No. It's like Bill and Ted went, oh, that's why Bill and Ted got their ideas.
All right. Yeah.
Hey, you know what I'm interested in? I hear James Dean is going to be in a new movie.
Yeah, you said that a while back. That's crazy.
I haven't heard anything about it since, but I'm intrigued.
Now, is it a movie that was started with him and never finished due to the accident, or is it a whole new?
No, it's a script that they cast him in, and they went to the state and they said, we want this role to be played by James Dean, and we're willing to pull stuff from everywhere we can to construct a digital model of him.
That's a trip.
I'm sure it's going to fail horribly, but it's an intriguing idea.
Could
if
be.
If it works, they'll be bringing Humphrey Bogart back.
Well, yeah, and look at what's her name, Mae West, and think of a ton of people. God, just think I was just thinking how there's the whole thing that seems real about women. When they get to a certain age, then they're cast aside. So all the Julia Roberts and Meryl Streeps, they'll just be playing the role in their 30s. That Star Wars movie didn't bomb because Carrie Fisher was dead.
Yet bombed for a whole bunch of other reasons.
What about that Fast and Furious movie where he was killed in the accident like a quarter of the way through filming or something like that?
I don't know. I never saw that. I think I saw Fast and Furious 1.
And that was enough. You were like, okay, fast cars, bit, bit, bit.
What I'd like to do is get all of them in a, like all of the films in a digital editing suite and just cut scenes from each movie, like chases from each movie into like this one long, like
2 hour
totally disjointed where none of it makes sense. We don't know who's going to crash where or why. And it's just, and then cut scenes in from White Line Fever.
White Line Fever. Why is that ringing a bell?
It's one of the first chase movies. It's a 1970. The guy's
Is that-
driving a.
Yeah, it's the one with the bulldozer at the end.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh my god, that was such a classic when it came out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And just, you know how, like, I don't know about you. This is obviously going to reveal something about me, but there are these YouTube videos that are like meditation videos with these really cool, like beautiful chakra designed animations and all colorful, and they like have this really great meditation spa music going, and they're like they go like 11 hours of, you know. So
Chakra aligning.
I want to cut together like 11 hours of just abstract car chase, car crash stuff from all of the Fast and Furious movies and Steve McQueen's Bullet and White Line Fever and, you know, Smoking the Bandit
Yeah.
and just, but it's gonna be like, the idea, the way it's expressed is, I want to make it seem like they're actually on a road, like, and the drama's actually unfolding, right? I want it to feel like there's a thread, that it's not just a bunch of chaos, but like, vroom, and then another one goes by and it looks sort of similar, and then vroom, and like for like the first 10 minutes, you're like, oh, this is great. And then like 20 minutes go by and you're like, wow, this is kind of long. And then like 35, 45 minutes go by and you're like, I don't know, man. And like you get to hour one and you're like, I don't think so. Like, this is cool and all, but, and then like 2 hours, you're like, this is incredible. What a work of art. And then like 3, 4 hours in, you're like, I don't want to stay, but I don't want to go.
What's gonna happen?
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
And what's going to happen at the end? Is it going to be one big explosion? Like everybody's hoping, and then
oh, you gotta have death proof.
right, the
In there.
Quentin Tarantino
Yeah,
version.
that had some
Right.
solid cars.
Death Race 2000,
Yeah.
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Wait.
That's how it ends. Bang, bang, chitty, chitty, bang, bang,
bang.
chitty, chitty, bang, bang, I
We
love you.
Huh? Again, for those of you who weren't born in the 20th century, you're
Grow
going
up.
to be sadly lost with that reference.
There was something I was going to say. Now it's gone.
Senior moment.
Yep. That's something you have to look forward to, kids. Drugs.
Senility. We can be friends again. New friends again. Every day.
Falling in love every day.
Yeah, that brings up a great 50 First Dates. What a great movie. Adam Sandler,
No,
Drew
that was-
Barrymore.
That was good.
The
Yeah.
secrets to romance are in that movie. If you want to learn how to handle your romantic life, watch that movie, dudes.
Did you see the movie about the guy whose wife has Alzheimer's and she's drifting away? She's in a home because it's so bad, and she falls in love with someone at the home and doesn't remember that she was married or who her husband is. and he loves her, and he just watches this happen, and his heart's breaking, and it was really good. It's a really good movie.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, how's that for getting old? Huh?
Yeah. It's funny, I was like in my 20s and I was watching some of my friends who were living really fast and hard, like die young, leave a good looking corpse. I'm like, I don't think so. And like I got into my 30s and 40s and I was like, yeah, I'm doing pretty good. And now like I'm in my late 50s and I feel pretty good, right? And I'm like, yeah, this is why I like didn't drink as much or do as much blow as those other people. And now I'm like, well, wait, like I'm just gonna get old. And I'm like, is it too late? And I'm like, fuck, this is my midlife crisis. No, I'm not going to have one.
But here, I just read a email from a friend, and she does body work. And this 98-year-old guy that she did work on sent her this email. He's 98 years old. He's walking every day, drives around, totally happy, loves his life, gardening. And he was saying things that he believes have helped him to be happy, vibrant, and healthy at 98 years old. Lots of water, fruit and vegetables 3 times a day. He fasts between 9 at night and noon, because when he wakes up, he feels like the body needs to keep processing and digesting. But he drinks a lot of water during that period when he's awake. And yeah, I know we both grab our water. And he does take supplements and exercise. And what was interesting, he does Sudoku every day, like, and reads a lot. He also plays computer games.
It's too late for me then because I can't do Sudoku now. There's no way I'm going to be Sudoku. I think that's like that ship has sailed.
What about computer games?
Yeah, I don't play those either.
Well, you're dead.
But I play guitar.
What was that song? If you want to be a rock star, play guitar. Dun, dun, dun. I don't remember.
Well, I think it's another form of privilege to talk about growing old as if it's all about whether we are healthy and drink water and fast and yada yada yada, as opposed to like
That reminds
the
me.
life expectancy for
I saw
BIPOC people.
a TikTok, and this young 20-year-old girl, there's a police car like in the background with the lights going, and she's like dancing to the camera, and it says, like, we just got pulled over by a cop, so I decided to make this TikTok dance, thing. And all of a sudden it cuts, and there's this black guy, and he's dressed up really well, like almost highbrow British. He has this cup of tea and this spoon, and he's like, and it was just perfect, like really like lucky you, and just
Yeah.
oh, it was really good.
For some reason, that just brought to mind the band name Corrosion of Conformity.
I never heard that.
Yeah, I don't know how good they are, or I've never heard their music, but their name's awesome.
It is awesome. Corrosion of conformity.
So someone I know was suggesting, perhaps you ought to go with like a really short haircut. Have you ever considered that?
I don't know what to say to that. That's
they were implying that your dating life would improve.
Well, tell them to blow me, and that will improve it also.
So would you cut your hair to get a blowjob?
No.
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 Some of us don't have that option.
Yeah, you do. Almost cut my hair the other day. Don't know why. Yeah, I was thinking about my hair. There's one time I had short hair, and that's when I was at the radio stations, and I conformed to the corporate scene after being there like 2 or 3 years. But in fourth grade, I remember I went to a Catholic school and the head priest giving me shit because I had long hair.
Wow.
Yeah, I've just always had long hair.
Surprise.
That was after he touched me. Wait, oh, easy now. No, that never happened. I never experienced anything of that nature.
Yeah. I did, but I blocked it out, so I don't remember it.
It's beautiful.
No, I'm fortunately I've never had anything like that happen to me. Well, actually, that's not true. It was not nearly as significant and serious as most sexual abuse is, but there was an incident in the fifth grade where a teacher touched me inappropriately. My mom was mad.
Because you told her
Well, yeah, I told her.
it was that inappropriate. Like you knew, like, okay, this was not
Yeah,
okay.
he crossed the line for sure.
Yeah.
And the reason I knew is because I enjoyed it.
This new sensation came. Whoa.
That's just so wrong on so many levels.
Yes, it is. That just
Yeah, I was in a music class, and yeah, I don't have to retell the whole story. It's not necessary.
so now you've started it. I want to hear it.
I know you do.
But too bad.
Tune in next week's podcast.
Oh God. Without music. Oh, what a great.
What else are we going to talk about? Well, wait. It was a music class, so we can't tell it next week.
No, you just can't sing it. It won't be. Oh, what if we do a musical podcast? The whole thing is like in song.
Oh God, that isn't going to happen.
Yeah, it is. Tune in next week. The musical Moped Outlaws. Don't try to get serious on me. Oh. Maybe this is a short episode for us.
Yeah, it's kind of flat. We're not that funny. Well, we're not usually that funny anyway. I don't know why that should stop us now. But, I think you're right. I think we should just let people know that when you don't have nothing to say, there's no harm in just saying, hey, see ya.
Yeah. Or, just we do what we want.
I'm confused.
That's very sad to me when doing what you want confuses you. What a fucking American you are. What? Free will? I don't understand.
Now I feel shame and confusion.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to shame you.
I lied. I was just playing the victim.
You are American. White America. You hear that song by Eminem?
Nope.
It's good. You'd like it.
Someone told me that they thought Eminem was the Bob Dylan of his generation. I said that was aiming kind of low.
Another singer-songwriter that appropriated Black culture for their own wealth and fame.
Yeah. Yep. But he did come up with his own style.
He's badass. Yeah. And he definitely addresses the fact that, I don't know, whatever. There's a certain point where you just got to live and let live. But in this ever-changing world in which we live in, makes me give it a cry. The recording has ended.